How are we, fellow Reds? And welcome to this Manchester United preview of the upcoming match versus Leeds. With us, Spen and Chaz. Before we get into it, thank you to our subscribers and followers. If you're not a fellow Red, please subscribe or follow. We're on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. We'd love to have you, and we want to make sure that you don't miss a thing. But Chaz, I'm a bit croaky, but we're back. 21 days.
Yeah, finally.
I know. 21 days since our last game, a 2-2 draw at Bournemouth. In that time, I'm another year older. We've both been to the lakes separately.
Yeah, still here.
You're still there, yeah, separately. And how's things? How's things with you?
Yeah, well, good. Obviously, kept up with football, but obviously, it's not the same when United aren't playing. So, and we're out of all the competitions that are playing. I'd like to say it's been nice not to have anything going on and switch off from football and stuff like that. It's just annoying, isn't it, when we're not playing? So I'll be honest, I've missed it. So looking forward to the game on Monday.
You saying you miss me? Is that what you meant?
No.
Absolutely standard.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, voice is struggling a little bit, and no extra love from Chaz there, as always. But going to do my very best to get through this today because, as Chaz said, very, very excited to be back. Man United is back and a lot to talk about. Before we dive into the game preview, quite a bit's happened, obviously, in the 21 days since we've been away and since the last game. First of all, FA Cup, some very, very tasty results. So
Yeah.
the fixture that we hate, first of all, City v Liverpool, there's no winners for us in that one. But
Yeah, they didn't both lose, did they, sadly?
Yeah, City 4, Liverpool 0.
Yeah. He's on the ropes, surely, isn't he? Especially after this Champions League results as well.
Yeah.
You've got to think, sure they're lining up, Alonso for the summer, surely.
Yeah. I feel that the fans have given up on him a little bit now from what I'm
I think so.
Hearing and seeing as well. Almost himself, the way he's talking now just seems to be a little bit like he's
resigned, right? Yeah.
One foot out.
I didn't watch the game, but it sounds like they got battered, but it almost sounds like they gave up in the second half. Where's that famous Liverpool spirit and stuff?
Look how happy you were when you were saying that as well.
Yeah.
A big grin. Yeah, Van Dijk admitted it, didn't he? He said that they gave up in the second half. Not good, but keep it going.
Yeah, don't hear your captain saying that, do you? Yeah.
No. He did another little back turn for one of the goals in the week as well for PSG.
Yeah, never been dribbled past because he doesn't try to tackle anyone. He just runs away from them, turns his back. Best Premier League defender ever, apparently.
Nonsense. And they were lucky.
Nonsense. Yeah.
Should have been 4 at least.
Yeah, I saw a bit of it and 0 shots on target. Yeah. I had a bet on, and it was like a shots on target one, and I had Due. I can't say his name, but he's really good. Carrick, and then another PSG player, and I had the goal scorer Due, and all I needed was one shot on target for, I think it was Slobosly. I'm picking all the ones I can't say the names of. And that's that thing that stopped me from winning like 180 quid or something like that. So even more annoying.
Gutted.
Yeah. Obviously, I'm happy.
Yeah, of course. A bit more sabotage from the fellow Reds there, which I like.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And as much as we enjoy it, let's move past Liverpool. But then Chelsea 7-0 Port Vale. Obviously, a game they should win, but good result.
Yeah. I think that's such a weird team anyway. David Brent coming up with more corkers this week with Enzo as well, right? Which is just mentioned the word Madrid. He's like, 2 games suspended. Like, he's an oddball. He's an oddball. Yeah, I'm here for him now. He's enjoyable.
It makes it interesting, and it gives us stuff to talk about on the podcast as well. So keep it going. West Ham 2, Leeds 2. I watched that game as well. Bonkers. Obviously, Leeds looked like they were cruising through.
Yeah, home and dry, right? Yeah.
Yeah, mad.
Was it 91 and 98 or something? Or was it less? Was it 90? Something like that. They're both post 90, right?
It's crazy.
But then obviously Leeds pulled through in penalties at the end. So I think it was almost one of those games where do you want you obviously want to go through, but if you don't go through, you have more time to prepare as a relegation battle team. So, like, even if you did lose that, obviously momentum is probably better, but having one less game than a rival may be a positive as well.
Yeah, nice spin. I just think surely, FA Cup crack, like you just got to go for it, haven't you, and see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely some plus. On that game as well, I really like the young West Ham keeper coming on, and he had a bit of shithousery about him as well at the penalty.
Yeah.
He was loving his moment, and he saved that one penalty. And I thought he was going to be the hero, but wasn't to be. And dirty Leeds, which we'll get to in a bit. Obviously got through. So yeah. And then I know we get in trouble for talking about this team on this podcast.
No, I've talked about them, are we?
Do it. Southampton 2, Arsenal 1 out of the FA Cup.
Yes. Lovely stuff. And apparently, like, obviously, I know you watched it and you were watching it with a Southampton fan as well, so you must have been loving it. But fully deserved, right?
Yeah.
And I can't remember the name of the striker who scored for Southampton, I forgot his name. But he could be a late little shout for a Scotland call-up because he's Scottish. So it'd be nice. Like, I only saw the highlights of that game, but he looked decent as well. So, but sounds like, yeah, I only watched the highlights, but Southampton kind of fully deserved it. And this wheels coming off for Arsenal is honestly enjoyable viewing.
Yeah, I mean, I'll get in trouble for saying it on the pod, but I did celebrate it almost like a Southampton fan because it just was mad.
Yeah.
I think my mate who is a Saints fan, he was almost like checking with me as if it was like I said, look, this isn't a smash and grab. You've more than deserved this. And they played really well. Their Brazilian Cienza, I can't probably getting his name wrong as well, but he was so good as well on the wing there. He was a fantastic player. So
they smashed Wrexham the other day as well to get into the playoff spot. So they're on a bit of momentum as well now. A
few trips to Wembley, maybe.
Yeah. Playoffs for them. But yeah, look, like obviously very, very enjoyable because the draw they've had as well in that competition in all their cup competitions. To be fair, I think there was in Mansfield, Stockport Street, basically like League 2 and League 1 teams throughout, and then Championship in the quarterfinal. And I think they just thought it was a foregone conclusion. They just didn't turn up, and Southampton did, and yeah, absolutely love it. So yeah, very pleased with that result.
I am here for it. But yeah, so Southampton march through. And then that means that the draw for the semi-finals is City v Southampton and then Chelsea v Leeds. I said quite a few weeks ago that I think Chelsea are going to win it. I'm still backing them for some reason. You?
I think City are getting a bit of momentum. Obviously, they won the League Cup. They then smashed Liverpool. Like, they might just be turning it on. It's probably a bit too late for them to be turning it on and for Haaland to start scoring again to win the league. But I think I'll probably put them as the ones going to win this FA Cup.
You don't think David Brent's going to have his moment in Wembley?
Nah, I think he'll try and do something stupid in the final. We'll play like Enzo as goalkeeper or something like that. Some sort of team building. Talking of stupid coaching, Pengate. On Arsenal. Oh, what a load of nonsense.
Yeah, what even? I still don't know what that was.
I don't know what it is.
Watching, thinking, what am I actually seeing here? I don't know what they're doing with these pens, and I don't know what they're doing.
It makes no sense because you never want to be a pen away from your teammate at any point on the pitch, other than like the weird corners stuff. I don't know what it is. Yeah. It's mad.
It's one of them. Like they just have to win the league now because if they don't,
there's
just so much stuff there. As like a compilation, I can just see it now. Just some video of all the nonsense. It's gonna.
It'll be the biggest bottle job in history. 100%. Yeah. From the quadruple a few weeks ago, now down to just the double. But looking at PSG and Bayern in the Champions League, and even Atletico, like tough teams there who all play very good football. And I think I think maybe just the Premier League is probably the best they're going to get out of this season.
Yeah, I can see some more wobbles, but we'll watch closely and we will be going over it in this podcast for sure. But other news: Arsenal's rivals Spurs, Zerbi in. I mentioned it briefly in the last pod, but now it's confirmed. He's their manager. Mad one, obviously a longer-term contract with them sitting precariously at the bottom of the league. So I don't know.
Yeah, 7 games. Yeah, it's. I don't know. I guess they're just hoping that he's the kind of manager. He's very fiery, right, and gets players going, but also causes arguments. But maybe they're thinking that's what they need, is someone to kind of shake them. But I don't know if they're that kind of team which has it in them. I still think they might go down. What can he do in 7 games, and how many training sessions they have? Like, that would be an interesting one to watch. And apparently he will stay if they're in the Championship, but apparently he's on an absolute wedge. So I'm not sure how they're paying for that.
I was going to say that there must be millions of reasons why he's taken that. Fair play. Be interested to watch that one as well. But let's turn our attention to our beloved Manchester United. A few things to talk about before we get into the preview. Harry Maguire, 1 more year, and the option of a further year after that.
Here for that, yeah. I think he deserves it, and he obviously had that spell where, like, but it was a long time ago now. It was probably like 3-4 years ago that he had that kind of bad spell, and a bad spell and a bad team as well. Like, we did cost us some goals and things like that, but since then, really, he's been the top professional, and also on the pitch and off the pitch, in everything he's been doing. So yeah, I think he deserves that contract, and I was happy to see him sign that, because I think he knows where he sits in the squad, and he's just ready to step up whenever he needs to. And you don't see a drop off. So obviously, the lick's been out, and you haven't seen, and he's probably one of our best players at the start of the season. And then to see Maguire come in and not really see much of a drop off, if any, I think it's kind of testament to his skills and stuff. So yeah, happy to see that.
Yeah, I'll hold my hands up. Like, pre-podcast, I've definitely had my moments with Maguire where I've been like, "Thank you,
yeah,
that'll be all, on you go." But yeah, he's been immense. Not even just recently. For months and months now, and he's, as you said, totally deserves this contract. And what he's been through is such a good story, and I just hope he can end it. I imagine he can end it with a Premier League, Chaz.
Yeah,
that'd be nice.
Yeah.
A quote for you. I am arguably one of the best defenders in the world in both boxes. Harry Maguire.
I guess, like, aerially, you'd 100% probably agree with that. I guess that's what he's meaning. Like, one-on-one defending in the box, maybe not quite agree with that. Like, if a player shifts it quickly in front of him, do I back him to get across quickly? Probably not as much as some other defenders. But like, aerially, and 100% agree.
Yeah, I like it. Let him have his moment, and
also like his confidence, and I think that just shows how he's playing on the pitch. It's reflected in his comments as well.
Yeah. Good man, and suspended obviously for the game on Monday, which we'll talk about in a bit. But very, very deserved. And then obviously ahead of the game, we've been in Dublin on a training camp. Apparently, three big training sessions and long stints in the gym. I've seen on socials.
Where's that pub?
Tennis.
So it's called?
Which one?
Temple Bar, the gym.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of head tennis stuff on socials, and apparently Bruno and Cunha are the champions of that, which is probably no surprise.
Don't surprise me, no.
Yeah, and also apparently, Chaz, some golf and clay pigeon shooting they've been doing as well.
Who's your money on being the best golfer?
Ooh. Oh, did you see Lamons has actually been on socials recently, hitting a few golf balls.
Really?
Looks well. I can see it. He's up there. I didn't catch the full thing, but I think he mentioned who might be. I reckon someone like Tom Heaton would be a good golfer. Yeah,
because he doesn't play football.
Yeah, got a lot of time on his hands.
You got a lot of time, third keeper.
Yeah. With the golf and clay pigeon shooting, I'm wondering as well if we score on Monday. When we score on Monday, sorry. Any celebrations? Any related celebrations? Do you reckon from the golf or clay pigeon?
Depends who scores. Cunha's surfing, right?
Yeah.
Maybe 11 scores. Long goal kick. Windy night. Just carries in.
We're not far from you doing the Cunha celebration, are we?
I can't remember what it was.
Oh, it changes.
21.
Time it changes.
21. I actually can't remember what it was. We'll have to look back.
Well, let's have a little watch out for some some clay pigeon shooting celebrations on Monday. That'd be good. And then, quite importantly, even though we've been having a bit of fun with them, Arsenal's late winner against Sporting means that 5th is enough for Champions League football. To be fair, I don't even want to be thinking about that as a possibility for us.
Nah.
I want to be cementing that 3rd position and look up. I actually caught an interview with Steve Holland recently where he was saying exactly the same. You know, at Man United, we should be looking to finish as high as we can, and I totally agree. But it's nice to have that extra safety net. Hopefully that that 5th spot now does, guarantee Champions League as well.
Yeah. We shouldn't be worrying about that, and I think a good win on Monday just kind of helps put further distance behind thinking about 5th and focusing on 3rd and above. But definitely solidifying that 3rd. I think I read on BBC that there's a way that, I can't remember the calculations or the combinations, but we can have 11 English teams in Europe next year. Yeah, it needs to be I think Villa need to win the Europa League, Palace need to win the conference. I think Liverpool have to win the Champions League. Obviously not happening, and I don't want that to happen. But yeah, mad. We could actually have 11 because you obviously, I think if you win the Conference League, you get into Europa League, and then obviously if you win the Europa League, you get Champions League, and then if you win the Champions League but finish outside the top 5, then you get a Champions League spot, and it all shifts down. So it can go all the way down to 11. And I think we'll probably still have 7 or 8 European spots next year, particularly because I think maybe Villa might actually, I think, what's his face? Emery likes to win his trophy, doesn't he? So
Yeah, he does.
it probably, well, that'd be if he wins that. It's probably the 4th or 5th time he's probably won it.
Unreal. No,
Yeah.
but yeah, want us to come back now and really hit the ground running. We're 7 points ahead of Chelsea and 6 with 7 games and 21 points to play for. So there's still a lot to play for. But Liverpool, Chelsea, so inconsistent as well that if they can get a few points and just make that task a little bit easier.
The thing is, we've got to play both of them as well. So
yeah, and I
think those games, it would be nice to have those games come in, and they almost don't. They aren't a must win because we've already got the gap, which I think is probably possible. Because like you're about to say, is that they're both slipping up. So hopefully they won't be important games, and then we can go in relaxed and then smash them both 8-0.
Yeah, I love that. To be fair, I also love it if we go with someone on it and we can just literally end their hopes as well. You know what I mean? Or
yeah, true.
Dent their hopes, and it is a big fixture because I'm excited to play them in a minute.
I still have an outside dream of. We mentioned it on one of our first podcasts. Is if we beat Liverpool, whenever it is in the start of May, and Everton go above them because of that or something like that. Because Everton are still only. I think they're only at 3 points behind them.
3 points behind it is yeah.
Yeah. So that could be amazing, and we called it a long time ago. So
yeah, I would like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's focus on ourselves and let's get into it. So Leeds on Monday night. So Monday, 8 p.m. in the UK, Old Trafford. We're back. I'm going to be there. Very excited to be back. And also it's on Sky Sports Monday Night Football as well. So bit of a shame that we have to wait all weekend and then obviously we're playing, but at least we'll know kind of where we're at. And then there's been a few slip-ups by then as well.
And it's always a big game, right?
Yeah, exactly. They just come with so much fire and passion and hate, let's be honest, towards us. And I think the feeling is pretty mutual.
Yeah.
So looking forward to it. In terms of Leeds, so when we last played Ellen Road, 1-1, I don't know if you remember it, but Cunha kind of rescued that point. It wasn't a great hammering game, unfortunately.
Yeah.
They're sitting in 15th, 4 points above West Ham, obviously in the relegation zone, and they're 6 points away from Palace, above them in 14th. Could they go down, Leeds?
I think they've just got a bit too much about them. Even just, again, we mentioned Spurs before. I just feel like, for example, Leeds seem to have more fight. So even if they're not playing well, I guess they've just kind of got that a bit more aggression and fight in them, which can maybe nick them a win. So I think they'll be all right. They'll obviously get smashed on Monday, but they'll be able to recover and win at some point down the line, I think. So yeah, I think they'll be fine.
You're giving away your prediction.
And also, once you got a goal scorer, which they do have, like a Premier League goal scorer, which is often the issue when you're down at the bottom sort of clubs. If you don't have someone you can back to to pick up 10 to 15 goals. They've got that, which I think will probably carry them over the line.
Yeah, I think they'll have enough. Their last 3 games, just to give us a bit of insight into them. Obviously, they beat West Ham in the FA Cup, as we mentioned, on pens. They look comfortable apart from the last madness few minutes.
There should have been a formality that game. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. Before that, they drew 0-0 at home to Brentford, and before that, they drew 0-0 away at Palace. Leeds have drawn 12 times, which is the second most after Bournemouth.
Yeah, so, I was going to say that's like those 2 results there. If you look at them on paper, a point at Palace and Brentford, decent results for teams which are kind of scrapping around in the relegation zone. Yeah. So I'd say that form they have is pretty good for a team down there. So like I said, I think they'll be fine. But
those draw points as well make a massive difference. But to give us a bit of confidence going into our game, they have only won 1 away game all season. I don't want to jinx that at all. Really? This might come back to bite me on the ass. However,
who's that against?
I'm gonna say Bournemouth. No, I think it was, or maybe a Brentford. Where did I hear it? Can't remember. I'll dig it out.
But who cares? Who cares?
Who cares? But hopefully that doesn't become 2 at Old Trafford, and we absolutely do them, as you say. Team news, to be fair, few injuries on their side from what I've read so far. So Stack, Roden out, both injured in the FA Cup win. What I'm quite happy about is Dan James is out. Don't wish any ill on him, but I hate former players coming back to haunt us. So
he's always got a screamer in him, isn't he? As well, as he showed for Leeds, as he showed for Wales a few weeks ago.
Screamer are absolutely rapid.
Yeah.
So
he is pretty quick.
I was quite relieved about that. I'm going to butcher some of these names, but Bijol, Okafor, and Gudmundsson are doubts for the game as well. Again, just kind of naming names there, just so they've got a few people.
Yeah.
And I guess the other question for them as well is around their goalkeeper. So Perry's been starting in the FA Cup, but Darlow's been playing in the Prem, so there's a bit of a question mark on maybe who starts at Old Trafford. But whoever does, I hope they just concede goals.
Shambles, yeah.
A stinker. Ones to watch, Chaz, from your point of view.
Obviously, Calvert-Lewin is the main one that comes to mind. And I think, obviously, he's injured, but I think Stack's a decent player as well. Obviously, not playing, so he's good. So, Calvert-Lewin's probably the main threat, so keep him quiet. And I think we should be all right. What do you think?
I agree. Calvert-Lewin, almost a United player as well.
And I think he would have been a good addition, I'll be honest. Especially how he's played. He's not been injured all season. And that's, I think, the main reason bigger teams stayed away from him is not because of his qualities, but because of his injury record. And I think whatever they've done to keep him fit has worked, and they've got the rewards for it. So he's the main threat. To keep an eye on, I think.
Yeah, for me as well, I'd say Aronson, tricky customer. He's obviously the guy that scored against us at Ellen Road, and he's a bit nippy, and he's got some ability with the ball at his feet. So just one I've got my eye on, but hopefully they'll have a very, very quiet time of things at Old Trafford. On to us. So updates. We've had a bit of rest. We've had 20 odd days. So
recovery.
Martinez looks like a good one in terms of back. Fingers crossed. Maguire is suspended. I think we know that Matthias de Ligt is out for.
I think he might just. I reckon they may be just going. Let's just whatever it is with your back. Let's just heal up completely and then start again next season. And because he doesn't have that good relationship with the Dutch team, I feel like he's not desperate to come back either.
Yeah, I'd agree. Mason Mount apparently back to full fitness, which is good. I hope he can have a proper run at things and see what he's got.
Good little one to have off the bench.
Really good. Love his attitude, and I just wish him all the best in terms of a proper run now, just to have another crack at this opportunity. Ballon d'Or, he's on his way back. I've got a feeling this might be too soon for him.
I think maybe bench.
Yeah,
potentially, but because I saw the training pictures that United put of him and Martinez. So but like you said, I think Martinez is probably gonna he's definitely on the bench, if not starting, I'd say.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Ballon d'Or be back. But yeah, I think maybe it's one game too early.
I'd agree. And just to mention, Mbuemo and Sesko obviously withdrew from international duty, but it looks like they're okay as well. Not as bad
Yeah.
as Arsenal. How many did they withdraw? Was it 11 players
11.
in total or something?
Was genuinely 11. Absolute joke.
Oh,
But then the thing is,
you
at
know
the end of
what?
the day, they got the win, didn't they? Got the win. Got the big win against them. Oh no, they didn't.
No.
All
And
worth
honestly,
it.
those secret Arsenal people who watch this and listen to this, like, no vendetta against Arsenal. We can't help it. All these things you keep doing, we have
Yeah.
to talk about it. Do you know what I mean? Who else has dropped 11 players? If there are, let us know and we'll talk about them as well. But
Yeah.
it's funny. And I've not seen any other teams running about the place with pens. Have you? Yeah. I haven't. So look, if it happens, we're going to talk about it. So I'm sorry. And I'm not sorry. And it's going to carry on.
Yeah.
Right. Predicted lineups. We've given a little bit away. What's yours, Chaz?
Lemons and goal. I'm assuming Shaw's back, fully fit. So I have Shaw left back, and again, I'm hoping Martinez is fit. So Martinez and Euro, and then Dallo right back, and then same old Casemiro, Bruno and Cobby in midfield, and then I'm gonna go Sesko. What's he gonna go? This is kind of, I don't know if he's going to do it or not. I'm going to go Sesko up top, Cunha, and I'm going to go Brian, and then Ahmad on the bench.
You've nicked my team. Bang on.
Yeah,
that's exactly what I'm thinking as well. Yeah,
I just don't know whether. I really hope he does play Sesko, because I just don't think the Brian thing's been working now for a while. So I think Sesko deserves to start, but that's the only one I'm not certain he will do. But let's really do what I hope he does. I think he will do that, but we'll see.
All right. Same teams. Have we got the same score? What are you going for?
3-0 United.
Oh,
yeah. I think, like I said, I think if you can keep Copeland quiet, I don't think they'll score. So I'm going Sesko for 2, and then a Bruno penalty.
Nice.
And Bruno's getting 1 assist as well.
Very good. I was just about to ask you who's scoring for Leeds, which is crazy, but yeah, 3-0. Love it. All right, mine's a bit. I would absolutely love it if it's 3-0, and I would definitely be enjoying myself on Monday. If so, I'm slightly concerned there might be a little bit of rust, and obviously Leeds have played a bit more recently as well. I think we're going to win. I just got us down as 2-1, and I had Mbuemo and Sesko to score, and then I had my one to watch, Aronson, to score for Leeds.
Okay. Well, we'll put the bets on. We'll see.
Yeah. Good reminder. Let's make sure we get.
I don't care if either of us is correct. To be fair.
Yeah.
As long as we win.
Exactly. Okay. Brilliant. Great. There are some other juicy-ish games from the weekend. So Chelsea v City is kind of it's a good one for us, isn't it? Really, in terms of do we want City to win that just to keep Chelsea down?
Yeah, because also I kind of do want I want that City Arsenal game to be a bit juicy, and if Chelsea beat them and there's a big gap, it stops being like that. So I think for the gap on Chelsea and because I don't think we'll catch City, so I think I think I prefer a City win there and solidify 3rd spot.
Yeah, I hate myself for even thinking it, but saying it. But yeah, I agree with you. I think just get Chelsea damaged a bit further, make that City Arsenal one a bit juicy, get them wobbling a little bit more. I think, unfortunately, 2nd place for us is probably out of sight, isn't it? And I'll be very happy. I think we have to remember how good finishing 3rd would be based on where we've come from and the mess we were in. So don't want to be too greedy, but yeah, I can see a City win for that one. And then the only really other fixture of note probably is Zerbi's first game, which is away at Sunderland. So tricky one.
Yeah, it's a tough one. Like, obviously Sunderland have dropped off like a fair bit from where they were doing at the start of the season, but picked up obviously a good win in their derby few weeks back. So yeah, it's not an easy first game. And I think Sunderland, you don't concede many, and there'll be. I think the atmosphere will be good because everyone kind of likes the chaos and comedy of Spurs maybe going down. So I think it'll make for a good atmosphere, and it'll just be interesting to see if, say, Sunderland score early, how do the Spurs players react with the Zerbi and Chaz? So it'll be an interesting one to watch.
Definitely want to watch. Yeah, I'm intrigued to see how this is going to go. Obviously, there's a chance that he just comes on his white horse and saves Spurs and all that kind of good stuff. But yeah, there's another chance of it going the complete opposite way.
Very wrong. Yeah. I'm here for the chaos.
All right, cool. Just before we finish, as always, at the end of a preview, challenge Chaz trivia. I'm feeling pretty confident for you on this one. It's 2 parts actually.
Oof.
Yeah, I am setting you up for a fail because it's funny for me and the.
It's a trick question.
If I say it's really, really easy and then you mess it
up. Yeah, no, I mess it up,
yeah. So, Leeds obviously at Old Trafford on Monday. My question is for you, Chaz, to name 3 players that we have signed from Leeds.
Cantona.
Correct.
Alan Smith, Smudge.
Correct.
And did we sign Rio from Leeds? We did, didn't we? Rio.
Correct. There are, if you want to have a bash.
How many are there? 3 more. All this sort of era, my era.
You got to go back.
Did Nobby Styles?
No.
How far back, mate? Also, give me a decade.
I don't know why all these things end up pointing to you in Scotland, but they do. I didn't even plan this, but it ended up being a Scottish thing again, basically.
Give me a decade.
A decade?
Yeah, come on, mate. My 80s, 90s.
You're talking like the 70s.
Oh, God. My knowledge of 70s football is not good.
No, I know. This is a tricky one.
Gordon Strachan.
Do you know what? I've actually just realised. It's not Gordon Strachan. However, the first name's right, and it's 3 Scots.
Gordon. The Gopher. Flash Gordon.
Is that your guess?
Let me think. Gordon's from the 70s.
I can't even give you music clues. So yeah, you might stick with Gordon, and then the surname has a band that sang Bohemian Rhapsody in it.
Oh, Gordon McQueen.
Yes, there's one.
Yeah.
I'll give you the other 2 just to put everyone out in the misery because
they're
struggling. Joe Jordan.
Oh yeah, he was at Portsmouth. This is a manager with Redknapp, wasn't he? Hardman.
Yeah, they're tough to be fair. These well, and then Arthur Graham.
Okay, yeah, nah.
I'll be honest.
I was never getting him. Never getting him.
Everything just ends up being a little Scottish question for you. I don't know why.
Yeah,
but it is. And then I just said, this is not a question. I just thought while I had this up, I was thinking about this and I thought I'd pose it to you and pose it to the audience. So please pop this in the comments. And at first I thought, this is an easy one to answer. And I was like, actually, I don't know if I know the answer myself. But who was the better signing, Rio Ferdinand or Eric Cantona?
I guess Eric Cantona started the whole resurgence of United and winning us the league. And I saw this, if you look at his stats, you're like, obviously people are obsessed with stats these days. Oh my God, his goals and assists are rubbish. It's like, if you look at the games where we won 1-0, that won us the title, he basically scored all of them. It was 8 of them or 7 or 8 of them. And it won 7 or 8 games. So I don't know, if you didn't have Cantona, if we didn't sign Cantona, would we have won those early leagues? Maybe not. And then would Rio have happened? If you know what I mean. So yeah. I'm probably going to say Cantona, just because I think it was started. But in terms of actual play and what they delivered on the pitch over a long period of time, you'd say Rio because he was there longer and won more. But I think, maybe without Cantona being the catalyst for like Fergie's new United, then maybe Rio would have signed for Chelsea or you know what I mean, something like that. So I'm going to go Cantona.
Very good. I like the thinking. There. Yeah. Would Rio Ferdinand have happened without Cantona? That's a good one.
Yeah.
I love the king, and what a guy, what a footballer, what a personality. But I think when I thought about it, I went Rio, just because the job he did at the back there, and just the type of centre half he was as well.
Yeah, him and Vidic were insane together, weren't they?
Amazing, but that's very difficult to answer. So I thought I'd just pose it to you as a little
good question.
Extra question. What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments as well. Rio or Cantona? I might be in daft even suggesting Rio over the king, maybe. But good reasoning from Chaz there. I like it. But let's leave it there, Chaz. We are back. Football's back. Premier League's back. It's funny that to me, football doesn't really happen or count if Man United's not in it. So I know there has been football, but not in my world. But I'm very, very excited for Man United to be back on Monday. Excited to be there. So I'll try and bring you some footage as well from pre and post game maybe. But please give us your comments. What do you think? Answer to the trivia. What do you think the score is going to be? What's your predicted lineup? All that good stuff. Let us know. Please comment. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow us on all the channels. Follow us on all the socials. And a massive, massive thank you as always for watching and listening. And we will both catch you in the next one.